What's up, guys? Evergreen Fly Guy here. About to do another fly tying video in my little space. It's cold, as you can tell. I got the winter gear on. Let me show you what we're going to be doing today. It's called the Midnight Prince, and it's a take on a Prince nymph. And let me say, they're pretty cool looking. I got two tied up so far. I got a couple different variations I'm going to put down here and show you. So the first one I tied is this guy right here, and this guy has red intruder wire wrapped around it for the color on the sides, and it has messed up on my hair. I wanted to make a bigger collar there, but it just came out a little bit too many. And then it's got the tail, and on this one I just have the feather up top but not on the bottom, and it just has copper wire wrapped around it. And those are the two I've got so far. One of them is actually, the first one's using a tungsten bead head that is a size smaller than that one, and that one's using a a nickel. And I'm about to tie another one for you guys, and it's gonna be a little bit different than those guys, since I did two, and I think I know what I like the best out of the two. So I'm gonna put them both together for a fly for you guys and hope it comes out looking great. So I'll get back to you as soon as I get my camera set up. Alright guys, I am back. So what we got sitting down right here already is a nymph hook, size 14, and a nickel, size 14 bead head by Cyclops Beads. And that's what's sitting there already on it. First step, I'm going to take a little bit of this lead wire I got here. If I can find the end of it, there it is. I'm going to unravel me a piece, and I'm going to take some old scissors here and cut it off. You can also octopus it off very easy, but just for sake of time, we're just going to cut it. And now we're going to wrap around. And this is a little tricky to work with, but have patience with it. I like to do about 5 turns. Seems to leave a good amount. Alright, and then I'm just going to cut that end off again. And that's actually where we need that, right there. I'm just going to poke these ends down a little better. Alright guys, so I just have I have my line set up, or sorry, my lead wire set up right here. And now I'm going to take a little dab of glue, and I'm going to put it up there behind the eye. Just get a little bit on my little dubbing thing here. I'm just going to get it all up here by the eye. Then I'm going to push my wire back forward there. Clean off that. Alright, put my glue down. Now you don't have to do that. I just seen it recommended, and I think it helps personally. I don't see how it hasn't. Keeps things from moving around as much. So now we're just gonna put some thread down right here, just right in here, and then we're gonna take it back and we're gonna go through our wire a little bit. I got a piece of fuzz in there. Oh, get out of there. Sheesh. I know that shouldn't bother me that much, but it does. Oh, there we go. That's taken care of. Alright. And wrap it through a little bit. Wrap it over. Oof. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me back it up. I did too many wraps up here around the head of it. I can't put my wire back down here. So I have to reverse almost all of it because I caught the edge of this wire and I need it to be flush up here against this bead head. There we go, that's good. That's what I want. Now we'll take it and we'll, sheesh, might have to start it right here, a little bit away from it, since it wants to spin in there so early. Alright. And now while I can see that, I can pinch that down a little bit more. Try to get it flush and out of the way. And I'm still not trying to take it up against the bead head, but that is what it seems it wants to do. Alright. I'm going to roll some more slack out. And I'm just going to clip this off. Alright. Now, the first one I did, I used some red intruder wire for my salmon flies, and it looked really good, but as I was trying to do this video the first time, I could not recreate it to save my life. It was just very uncooperative and just not wanting to work with me. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with a less pretty option, but in my opinion, but still a very good option, and that is just some copper wire. And I'm tying this into the bottom here. I know we're usually tying to the top, or now we're going to be tying into the bottom. And to keep it on the bottom, I found the best way is to pull it down, opposite to what you would try to do if you were trying to steady it on top by pulling it up. So we're pulling it down and pulling it kind of away, but we're still keeping tight. Now you have to watch this hook, because if you catch this hook with this fine of thread, it's going to cut it so fast. And if I didn't mention earlier, I'm just using some 6/0, I believe it is, red thread. Let me check. Oh, because I gotta roll it out anyway. Yep, Danville's 6/0. Now I'm gonna leave this wire out. I'm just gonna tuck it over here to the side. Now I have some black saddle hackle here. I'm just gonna grab a few strands of it midway through the feather there, and it's a long part. I'm just gonna, well, thought I was gonna. Hold on just a second. I'm struggling with my pack of feathers already. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I just have a few of the little wing tips. It's got a little triangle end right here that holds it together on the thing. I'm gonna snip it because it kind of changes the direction in a way I don't like if I leave it on. And I'm just gonna reach up and I'm gonna grab this like you would normally, and you're gonna tie it in. Take it all the way down. That way it lays against the thing. It sticks out the end. We don't want it spiking up, we want it sticking out the back like a tail. So, oh, I went too far down there. Back it up. Grab my fibers. Alright, let's try it again. There we go. Just covering all of it through here. Now I'm going to back it up again. Drop that down some more. Now we're going to take some black dubbing if you have it. I actually have this container of super bright steelhead dubbing. It's like all flash dubbing. And I have a, if I can get it in the camera there, a black. But this black, it has like a dark blue and dark red flash in it, and it just looks really good. Like, it just looks great. It just looks great on the flies if you saw the two I did earlier. And I'm just gonna rub this in really tight on here, as tight as you can get it. We want it just like a little piece of rope on there. We're not going too fluffy for this like we were our hobo spays. We want this tight, firm body on here. An in-shape fly, unlike me. Well, I spaced it a little too far there. Sheesh. Okay. feed it a little more so it cooperates with us. Now I think I have just the right amount, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to wrap around, trying to keep it as tight as possible. Oh yeah, I think we had just the right amount there. And I'm going to build up around the head up here just a little bit to start with. Drop my thread down. Now I'm going to take my copper wire here and I'm going to come in and I'm going to wrap it around. And I like to grab my feathers while I'm doing this to try to keep it very tight. And I think you can get about 5 good turns. I've got 3, well, technically 4 so far. And, oh yeah, there we go, there's number 5. We'll come up. Shift. Okay, there we go. And we'll jump over here and cut it off real good. Build up our head. Now I'm just stacking this thread on top of itself right here. Really good. Keep running out of thread. Because I'm building up a thread head right here, and I'm also cutting off this copper wire. Alright, now you can, again, this is another one of those situations where you could helicopter it, but like I said, I got the extra pair of scissors, so I might as well cut it. It'd save myself some time. Well, reverse a few things here, and that's just me. I'm just building up this thread head again. You see I'm getting that good thread base going for it. There we go. Drop some more down. Alright, for another part, and this was something I did in the second one, I didn't do in the first one, and I really enjoyed, and it's a little tricky, at least the way I'm doing it is. Sure, there's a lot easier ways to do what I've been doing with these, but I have some neck heckle feathers, and I have these that are like a reddish brown, and I just kind of either take the top or the end and I add an angle. I cut them on the, I don't know if you can see that, but I basically cut it and then see if that's the size I need right here. It's a little bit folded, so that makes me think I should use a different piece. So let me shape up a different one. I'll just grab a fresh one. The skinny ones I've noticed work the best, and I'm just basically cutting the end tip there off, or the beginning of the feather. I'm left with a little palm leaf looking piece like that, and then I see where I want it on the fly, and then I, keeping it tight, I, grab my finger and I reach up and pull it down. And then get it nice and tight. Just really good and on there. Very secure. I'm going to roll out some more slack here so I can get more of this down. Because again, this is a pretty big thread head we're doing. Okay, so that's good there. I'll let out some more slack, and now you can go ahead and get this out of your way. If you chose to do it my way, cut that out of the way. Now I'm going to take more of my black dubbing, and I'm not going to take nearly as much this time. Sorry, I'm having to rip all this stuff out. And I'm going to rub it on. And just this, and that might have looked like a little dab, but that's actually going to be all we really need, because we're only taking this around to form a collar. And this is another one of those where the tighter the better. So I'm gonna twist this up and do all sorts of stuff to get this tight, real good and tight. Space it out a little bit more if I need. Here we go. Put it on the line. Try not to put too much pressure on my line. I don't want to snap it off on me, especially not a very pivotal step like this. I know that's going to be way more than we need, but I'll put it on and I'll move the excess. Okay. Ooh. Not the turn where we wanted to be over on, I guess. Dubbings went kind of crazy on me, but it's fixable. Just pull it back. And then we'll make our thread head again. Pull my line out. I'm just building up this thread head right here. Try not to go too far forward. It keeps taking me forward. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and whip finish it, then I'll trim up this crazy dubbing we got going everywhere. A little more slack here. Get it tied off, and then we can pick it up and get it at all angles to tie it down real well. Or to get the dubbing trimmed up, sorry. Now just do about 4 of these and pull the knot my way. And I'm gonna trim it, but still I can still see the tag because after I trim this dubbing up, I'm gonna take my glue and I'm gonna glue the thread head down there because the thread heads can still come loose pretty easy. So if you're gonna do this, definitely use glue on the head. And what you can't see is I'm over here trimming dubbing. That's the only thing I'm doing. Shouldn't take me but a half a second. We'll look at our finished product here. My goal is just that as long as there are improvements over the last fly I tied, then, you know, I'm doing okay. I'm not doing bad. Gosh almighty. The dubbing is everywhere on this guy. I need one of those things that combs the dubbing. That's what I need to invest in. And you know what? That did come out pretty nice. So you see our nice thread head up there. We got our wing up top and the wing out the back. And we got the copper body. So see if you can see it better, a little bit better that way. If I do my light here, pretty nice. And the first one I did, that I was able to use that intruder wire on. And that one looks good too. So, alright guys, that's been our midnight prints. Gosh, I put my fingers in front of the camera every time, don't I? So that's been the midnight prints. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you find a method that works for you. Like I went over, I showed the one I did with the intruder wire. That's definitely going to have a lot more weight to it than the one I did with the copper wire, because there's an actual little piece of, like, I'm not sure the type of metal, but a little metal wire that runs through the intruder wire, thus the name wire. And it's a pretty strong material because it's used for salmon and steelhead and other assorted flies like that. So it's going to add a little bit more weight. But the final one that I showed with the copper wire, I think it's going to be the best because it's a nice mix in between the weight. Both of the feathers, the end and the top, will look really good. But thanks for watching again. If you liked it, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe. Go, you know, shout me out, say stuff. I love talking to you guys and getting ideas for other things to do. So go catch some fish.